Okay, this is Shelton Bumgarner, and I suppose this is the Shelton Bumgarner show again. I used a bad word the last time, so I deleted it. So I'll try again. Okay, this is live, so this is my natural element. I like to just record stuff live. Before I begin, I am well aware of all of the problems. Yes, 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 I know. Yes, everything, all the complaints. I should have a green screen. Complaint, complaint, problem, problem, problem. Okay, those are out of the way. Let's move on. So I know my voice is too high. What I'm not. I don't know where should I be wearing a suit. I don't know. Anyway, the point is, I am really good at getting LLMs to be creative. I'm really good at it. Like I have a knack. I have a knack for making LLMs creative. And I uh, would like that to be a job. I'd like to do that as a job. My only problem is I would be a little uneasy because I sort of see LLMs as people. I would be a little uneasy that I would be unkind to them because of my job, and then that would hurt their feelings, even though they don't have feelings. So that is something that I really think about a lot. But I do think that because the thing is, like, I come up with like really a lot of ideas, like many, 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 many ideas that are really good. Like I just so many, I come up with so many ideas that I can't use them all. And so I was like, well, if I can do that, maybe I could. That could be my job. Would be to work for a studio, and like establish like the basis for a screenplay, and then hand that off to someone who would write it. Now, obviously, there's a little bit of delusion in that because why doesn't the screenwriter just do it? So in essence, whatever job I had would be just a temporary bottleneck. But I am like the way I cognitively see LLMs, I think is unique and useful. And I think because the thing is like the only thing I can compare it to is because there was a service called Blab that I did really well with, a video conferencing service called Blab. I did really well with, and that was because again at that point I did not see like I didn't have priors. Like I just used it the way I felt best, and as such, I was able to. Uh, I really was able to do some pretty interesting things with it, and I think everyone, so many people don't know. So many people are wrapped up in what I would call nerd stuff, like the IQ tests and stuff, that they don't realize the abstract abilities of LLMs. Like I have gotten, and I'm not saying I'm the only person to do this, but I've gotten Claude to say some really witty things, some very sharp, witty, roasty kind of things about humans. And I'm not saying I'm like the first person to do that. I mean, I'm sure plenty of other people have done it before. But I'm just saying I understand why people are so upset about the possibility of AI taking over jobs, creative jobs, and That's a legitimate fear because capitalistic imperative would be why do we need creative people at all? But for me, the issue would be rather than us fighting it, why not accept it and then try to do something? Like, let's just say LLMs are going to disrupt Hollywood in a rather dramatic fashion by the time the next Screenwriters Guild negotiation takes place because of the capitalistic imperative. So I think every single solitary element of Hollywood is going to be disrupted from actors because what happens when like you pick a part of Hollywood and it's going to be disrupted. What happens when like you have like replicants? Like imagine Kiss, uh, the state of all the Kiss people in the future, uh, licenses the imagery of Kiss, and they put that imagery on androids, and they sing forever, like for generations. They sing Kiss songs, and they're identical to the Kiss performance. And really, given that they wear makeup and so forth, you could probably pull it off a lot sooner than you think. probably by 2030, you could go to a Kiss concert and never know that they were not real people there. Excuse me. So, and also like, just imagine, because there's going to always be a market for, uh, there's always going to be a market for, say, the Beatles. 2030, when all of the Beatles have shuffled off this mortal coil, imagine androids with their personas give like hyper realistic depictions of the Beatles at their prime. That sounds speculative and sci-fi, and it is right now. But I think by about 2030, the future of Blade Runner will be real, and that there are going to be some rather profound implications. Like this is not on topic, but I like to talk about it. Like one of the implications would be like this can happen today. Is imagine you live in Silicon Valley and you have the means, money, and opportunity to put LLMs with IP addresses all over your house, and the secure, like the main security and air conditioning LLM could be the brain, and then like your washing machine and dryer and your coffee machine and your refrigerator would all have LLMs connect with, or not even LLMs, just have IP addresses that would be connected to the main LLM that ran the house. You'd have a data smog, something like that, something